Today, on Be Something Wonderful, how to persist and detach to manifest at lightning speed. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. We have a big video for you today. One of you asked, Tom, the idea of detaching, persisting and detaching at the same time, they seem like diametrically opposed ideas. I don't understand how I persist in my desired outcome, persist in manifesting my desire, and detach from it at the same time. Well, guys, we're going to talk about this idea today and more. Just as I was preparing a video, today's lesson around this idea, the idea of detachment and persisting and detaching from your outcome, what that really means, I received an email. What I found interesting about this, the team sent this to me and said, this person checked with us to make sure that you are going to read this. So I really wanted to read it because I go, boy, this must be a heck of an email coming. And it was, and it is. I want to talk about this because what this person is demonstrating is a masterclass in how to persist and detach from your desires, from the desired outcomes, right? To allow everything to unfold from within you. This is what this person said, this creator, this email. Suffered severe depression since childhood. She's now in her 30s, right? She was persisting. Remember, you're always persisting in detaching from something. The question is, what are you persisting in? Are you persisting in lack or love? Are you persisting in needing something to change, needing to be a different person? Or fulfillment, already understanding that you are all things. This is the idea of, and remember, you're always detaching from something. But normally we're persisting in our non-fulfillment. We're persisting in the idea that we're not the person we desire to be yet. Reality is not the way we want it yet. And we detach from the idea that we're already fulfilled. Do you see it? So you're always persisting in detaching from something. They go together. They're not opposed at all. I'm going to show this, right? This person says about 6 months ago, they discovered the law. They wanted to get out. They wanted to manifest well-being, right? To feel better. And they wanted to manifest good mental health. This is what she said. I fell down the dreadful rabbit hole of hundreds of videos. Lots of tears and frustration, horrible bouts of depression. One day, about 2 weeks ago, and I just got this email, I think I just read it this morning, I'm not sure when it came in. I decided I couldn't handle another spiral. I started planning on taking my own life. I get this, right? I understand this, right? You're feeling like you're at a dead end, right? I went through hell. I went through hell for 6 months by following all of the big coaches. And I could not believe that none of them were telling people how freaking powerful they are. Instead, she said, and she called it bull, right? I'm starring out the bad words for our young viewers, right? It was bull crap, right? It was bull sugar, whatever you want to call it, of robotically affirming for 10,000 hours for instant results. This idea of just affirm for thousands of hours. This is what she's saying. This was her take on it, right? Being told to robotically affirm hour after hour so you can have instant results. It drove her, she said, it drove her into a spiral of feeling worse, right? Feeling worse, like there was no solution. This is powerful, right? So then she came across one channel where they recommended Be Something Wonderful. So that's nice. Thank you. Whoever you are, thank you for recommending us. And she found the Be Something Wonderful channel. Another channel recommended us in one of her videos. And this is what this subscriber says. When I tell you I was hooked instantly, that would be an understatement. Each video, I found myself audibly gasping. I swear to you, the earth and world around me came to a screeching halt when I finally grasped the magnitude of what you were saying. Now, I like her wording here because remember, everything does come, all those changing conditions, all those things that we think we are, right? And these things that we think, I'm not that person I desire to be. I'm struggling with depression. All of that came to a screeching halt. This is powerful when she realized the magnitude of who she is. Wow. I am that I am. Right? She goes, holy sugar, I'm powerful. It's me. I am that I am. That was her realization. Hear that, right? Years, a whole life of depression, understanding now that she's none of that. All of those things that she believed she was and that she was not, right? All of those changing conditions came to a screeching halt because she's now standing still, be still and know, in knowing the truth of who she is, right? I instantly started crying because I always believed I was just this little sickly 3D body and had no control over anything. She says, you, Tom, saved my life by showing me I can save my own life. Wow, that's powerful. That's what she said. using our signature phrase here, right? Wow, that's powerful. Well, it is. And you can and you are. Think about this. She's demonstrating the idea now that it's not about persisting in specific things and desires. It's about persisting in the identity of already being everything that you desire to be. Persisting in that creates you detaching from any certain thing or outcome or physical conditions that are swirling around you. Right? You detach from it automatically as you stand in that knowing, as you persist in that knowing that you're already all that you desire to be. I want to show this today like we never have before. How do I persist and detach at the same time? They seem to be diametrically opposed to one another. The only question is, what are you persisting in? Because you're always persisting in something. Lack or love, need or fulfillment, the absence of what you want or the fulfillment of it. Because persisting, remember, is not, I've made this point in earlier videos, persisting is not about tolerating unwanted conditions and appearances until something out there changes. That's not persistent. Persisting is not about doing techniques and processes until you manifest and get what you want. That's not persisting, right? That's attachment. Do you see it? That's what creates the idea of attachment. That's why you believe they're diametrically opposed. Because when you're persisting, when you believe persisting is about tolerating unwanted conditions, looking at them and trying not to look at them, trying to just tolerate until something changes, or you believe it's about doing techniques and processes until you manifest and get what you want, well, then that creates this idea of attachment, created by the fear. And what is fear but just a thought? By the thought or fear that you're not going to manifest and get what you want, or you'll end up and manifest and you'll manifest and get and end up with what you don't want. That's powerful. That's what attachment is. That's the signature definition of attachment. Created by the fear or the thought that you're not going to get what you want, you're not going to manifest and get what you want, or that you will manifest and get or end up with what you don't want. So that's why you believe they're diametrically opposed, because you're persisting in lack. That creates attachment, right? Of course. So, but that fearful thought, remember, and this is what she came to her, right, as she watched the videos, is not reality. It's not source. You are. That fearful thought that you're not going to get what you want, or that you're going to manifest or get or end up with what you don't want, is not reality. It's not source of anything. You are. That's why she said, holy sugar, I'm powerful. It's me. I am that I am. Wow. I am that I am. What a powerful thought. This is a beautiful demonstration of what it really means to persist and detach at the same time. It happens at the same time. Persistence is a decision from within, deep within, to recognize and know yourself as source and reality itself. To know yourself as the one and only creator of your reality. And then staying there. Right? Staying in that knowing. Here I am, as Moses answered God when God says, Moses, Moses, here I am. That's what persistence means. It's not out of lack. It's not out of need. It's out of love and fulfillment. It's out of that knowing. It's a decision, a choice to recognize and know yourself as your source, as the one and only reality itself, as your imagination, and then staying there. Right? That creates the idea of detaching at the same time. I'm going to show this to you. It's not about effort or struggle or stamina or control, trying to control things. It's a decision. Persistence is a decision and a choice to imagine and affirm your reality as you want and desire it to be, not as it appears to be. That's what persistence means. That's why Florence Scovel Shinn said, I am unmoved by appearances, therefore appearances move. Well, they must, as you stand and are still in that knowing that you're already that person you desire to be. That it's that I am. You've made your decision. You've made your choice. Right? Forget about the things out there. Be that identity because that's your preference. That's your preferred identity. That's your preferred reality. Be it because it's your preference, because it's your choice. And persist in that. It's not about persisting in the wanting and desiring of the things you want. That's attachment. But rather in the identity and version of you, hear this, that already has those things and already is that which you desire to be. That's detachment. Do you see it? That's detaching from those things of the wanting and desiring. Because now you are that identity through whom and for whom that reality is now real. This is the perfect example. When you're persisting in the wanting and desiring of things you want, you're attached to them. You create that thought or that fear that you're not going to get what you want or that you may end up with what you don't want. But rather persist in the identity and version of you that already has those things, that already is that which you desire to be. That's powerful. So, remember, it's about the persistent identity. We talked about that in a self-concept video a few days ago. I am that I am, around which all appearances move. That's why I love that quote by Florence Scovel Shinn. All the appearances move around that persistent identity. Right? And that creates the idea of detaching from those things and being the outcome that you desire to be. If you're source, how can you be attached to anything? You create it. You're source of it. It's the ultimate definition of detachment, is knowing yourself as source of everything that you desire. Then it makes no sense to be attached to anything. It makes no sense to try to hold on or control things. Do you see this? For in him we live and we move and have our being. In him, in that I am awareness. Right? You move, things move around you and move around that awareness, move around that persistent identity. That persistent identity as source of all that you want to be and have makes the idea of attachment irrelevant. It's irrelevant. When you're persisting in that identity, you are automatically, by nature, by your name, by your sourceness, detached from any outcome, from needing or wanting anything to happen, because you already are all of that. The fear or thought of not getting what you want or ending up with what you don't want now makes no sense, because your persistent identity is source of all that you want. That's powerful. So, that persistent identity as source of the decision to be and who, which you've always desired to be, means even the idea of having to let go is not necessary. Simply hold on to nothing. That's the definition of detachment. You don't have to hold on to anything because you are all things. That's how you persist and detach at the same time. Things manifest at lightning speed because you are no longer attached to the thought of non-fulfillment. It's all now unfolding from within you. That's powerful. That's what that person showed that sent that email to me. Right? That now her persistent identity is I am that I am. Everything must form around that. Everything moves around that identity, around that awareness. Right? Then it makes no sense to be attached to anything. It creates that automatic idea that you are detached from any outcome because you're the source of all outcomes. You don't even have to, even the idea of letting go becomes effort. You don't even have to let go, just hold on to nothing. You're source of it. Right? If you're having a beautiful day of absolute joy, you don't have to hold on to that joy. You're the source of that joy. If you're having a day where the conditions don't quite look the way you want them to look, you don't have to hold on to that. You could just let that go. They're always changing. You're the source of everything you want. There's nothing to hold on to. There's nothing to be attached to. That's really what detachment means, right? The opposite of detachment is being attached. That's the fear or the thought that you're not going to get what you want. You're not going to manifest what you want, or you're going to end up with what you don't want. But if you're source, that's impossible. Because you get to decide, you get to choose. Persisting, remember, is a decision deep within to be that identity, to persist in that identity that already is that person they desire to be and already has it. Because that's your preference, because that's your choice anyway, no matter what the changing conditions are. And when you don't, remember, when you're unmoved, things move around you, right? Shaping to who and what you're conscious of being. That's how to persist and detach, to manifest at lightning speed. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the ambassadors at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, and for being part of our membership channel. We have another live stream to be announced for the Be Something Wonderful membership channel. That will be coming out in a few days. Also, a new content's coming out. Stay tuned. Thank you for being a member. If you're a member, if you're not a member, check out the link below. Creators, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. This is Tom Kearin in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Until next time, we'll see you soon.